Swiggity sorty, let's get that booty.
What's good, everybody? It is I Slim Cognito, and what's good? How y'all doing out there? I hope y'all having a good time. 2022 going good for you. I hope so, and if so, it will, because guess what? January crazy, y'all. It's a whole bunch of new shows popping up for everybody, new seasons for old shows that they already love. Everybody's going crazy about Euphoria and the new well, it's not really a sitcom. It's kind of sitcom. It's kind of comedy type of joint. I don't know. I'm not sure, but the new show with Quinta Brunson and the dude from Everybody Hates Chris, like it's dope. And Attack on Titan, baby, final season part 2, baby. The OP for that anime is so amazing. I love it, and it's everything that I've ever wanted and culminated into the efforts and the message of Attack on Titan thus far. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. It's about to go crazy. Studio Mappa finna give us a treat. Man, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Now, on top of all of that, Demon Slayer still going in. The Demon Slayer, boy, god damn, that last episode, I don't know what to say, but it's got me all kinds of excited. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my gibbly parts, boy. I feel good about it. It's gonna be great. And then we got some new good movies on the horizon. We got the Batman coming. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. No, another minute for my media. Boy, y'all don't even know what that song is. Let me shut up. Anyway, next thing, and first things first. Shit, what have I been playing this week? Oh, boy, everything. But over on the Twitch, let me see. What did we beat, actually? We just beat some. Oh, okay. We did The Illusion of Gaia. And then we started a playthrough of Tomba. There was one day that we just had a variety and we fooled around with like some Marvel vs. Capcom and some good classics. But Tomba, the nostalgia is hitting, man, and it's so fun. It's just a relaxed, comfortable, classic adventure game that I do miss that style of game design, kind of. It's not so much jank, but just a well put together adventure game. As long as you can get past the PS1, how can you say? I guess just pieces of the relic of his time type of deal in its design, then cool. If you get past that, it is amazing. And anybody who came up in that era, usually you can get past it. All in all, damn, I learned several things. One, I still love some of these classics even though they're rough around the edges. And I can see a stark comparison to the recent stuff that we've been playing. Now, we finished RE3 Remake last week. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. I told y'all my piece on that, so we won't retread that ground. But I will tell you about the next game that we've been playing this week, which is Resident Evil 5. I've been co-oping it with the good old Tatermonger. If y'all can find him on the Twitch, go ahead. Shout out to him. He's been a good sport, and we've been having a good time. Resident Evil 5. This game, I knew that I wouldn't be able to play it again unless I had somebody to co-op with, because otherwise it will be hella boring. So 5, it was hard to keep the chat interested. I had some people get bored of it. They were even dozing off, and rightfully so. It's not really an exciting game to watch. There's not much spectacle to it, and as far as the gameplay goes, it's just a constant flow chart of actions that never really fill out. You know what I mean? You don't really feel like you're on the edge of survival or anything unless you put it on a harder difficulty. So my solution was to not want co-op. I had to co-op it with someone in order to make it fun. So that was the one solution. And solution number 2, veteran difficulty on the first save file. And that's what made it fun at parts. Other than that, it was incredibly annoying at parts and also downright unfair at parts. So, but honestly, I just gotta be honest with y'all. Y'all know, I gotta be honest. Resident Evil 5. When you go back and play all these Resident Evil games, I've played all of these Resident Evil games ad nauseum. I've played them all many times. And in terms of replay value, it was never there for 5. Unless you co-oping with somebody, it's never there. It's not there. I don't want to go through all that again. I'm tired. I'm so sick of looking at the color brown. It's just ridiculous. And the idea of what it's like to be Africa, the world that they painted and shit, terrible. I would have loved to see some zombies on the shores or the beaches of Africa. Like, give me something like that, you know what I mean? And when the environment finally does change and it gets more industrial, they just revert right back to the whole, okay, let's go from everything being gray and silver to being brown again. And I just couldn't. But the whole point is just that was an experimental time for the RE devs and probably an override by the publishers. So that's what happens. But it's fine. It's in the past. And everybody out there, I don't know anybody that says that they prefer playing the game single player. And anybody who has said that they played 5 single player, most of the people who said they had a good time either played it a long time ago and hasn't touched it recently, or they played it co-op with someone, so they had fun with a friend. So that's one thing. But honestly and truly, the AI that they gave Sheva and Chris, depending on which one you play, not good. Alright, let's just be honest. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, because they will not only shoot away all of ammo, but don't conserve nor, you know, it's just a primitive AI. It's just a primitive AI. And you can't really, like, expect them to make the most advanced and, you know, cutting edge AI for a game at that time frame. But goodness gracious, that game suffered a lot. And the most poignant, like, support for my argument is the DLCs. The first DLC, Lost in Nightmares, was way more enjoyable because we had objectives, we had things to do, we were rewarded for working as a team, we had enemies that could not be defeated just by throwing a bunch of bullets into them and then kite them out and then wait for them to get stunned and then melee and then repeat the process over and over and over and over and over. That was the entire base game. But in Lost in Nightmares, they take your guns away from you and you only get to pick up what you can find, on-site procurement type shit, and then you get like grenades and whatnot, and that's it. Like flash grenades only, not even damage grenades. So here you are, stunning the enemies, doing what you gotta do in order to make yourself safe and maneuver around them. Otherwise, it's immediate death. And that was great. It made us focus more on the objective and work as a team in order to get shit done. And that was astounding. It was amazing. And it was more of the classic RE that we would expect, but with co-op in mind. And that right there was perfect. Now, when it came to Resident Evil's DLC, which was Desperate Struggle, the 5 DLC Desperate Struggle was more of the base game of 5, where you play as Josh and Jill and you team up in order to get to an extraction just to see a pilot get killed. So this game is literally no meat and potatoes in the story, no meat and potatoes in the gameplay. It's just combat all the way through, like nothing but combat. And you sit up fighting zombies for this huge area until you get to an even huger area and you're fighting zombies, and you finally get there, you fight them off, and then you get to the final area finally. Yep. And I say finally thousands of times because this shit lasts a long time. It goes on for way too long. You finally get to the end, and then they say, okay, I'll be there in 4 minutes, just hold out. And you have a timer over your head the entire duration. And you gotta fight zombies for 4 whole minutes. And when them 4 minutes is up, guess what he says? Oh no, I got BOWs on my tail. It's gonna take me a little longer, I gotta take a detour. 2 more minutes pop up on the clock. So here you are just doing the same shit over and over, waiting for it to be over. And finally, you get the extraction cutscene. It was the worst, most phone it in, bare minimum, no effort, lack of creativity in a DLC I have ever witnessed in a long ass time. And honestly, I hate that I played it last because now I got the bad taste in my mouth. If I did Lost in Nightmares last, it would have been way better. But honestly, we got through it. And if not for the co-op aspect, it would have been worse. So yeah, it was honestly, I felt like that game was at most a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5.5 or a 6.5, give or take how y'all feel about it in your bias. But honestly, it doesn't hold up to time. There's better game mechanics and better game design that has been proven with and without co-op. And yeah, that's my opinion on Resident Evil 5 wholeheartedly. And I'm glad that we're on the other side of it. Now, get ready for Resident Evil 6 Tuesday. Be there. What else have we been playing? I forgot the game that I played before I started playing Tomba and the others. Oh shit! I forgot. Okay, so bro, I got a chance to play my friend Pedro, the best for last. If you're listening, I'm sorry. I almost forgot, but I didn't forget. Okay, so my friend Pedro is probably... I need to find out if this game won any awards. Because that is the best indie game that I've played in a good while. Like, I don't even remember the last amazing indie game, unless like you count Bloodstained, probably. But I think Bloodstained is more like AA though. So, but I'm just gonna say, dude, this game. If y'all don't understand, my friend Pedro is like, if you enjoy games like Hotline Miami, Devil May Cry, where you get to freeform make combos and take out enemies in the most stylish way possible. And, you know, you could like improve on your capabilities as you go on and retry. That game is astounding, bro. That game is astounding. I was having so much fun. I was dialed in way too much and my joints were hurting. And I was clicking so fucking much. Just to shoot with the pistols, bro. Every weapon is viable. It's all fun. It looks great. It's very stylish. It's very loud. Super meme heavy. And just all around great. Like, it's so stupid and so great. That final boss lives in my head rent free. And it learns from the Devil May Cry design that the best boss fights that you can make in a video game, when it comes to games that have a combat system that takes mastery, the best boss fight that you could ever implement is a human equivalent to you. And if the character is a monster, then yes. If the player is playing a monster, then make it an equivalent monster to you and make them just as capable as you are. And that's the best final boss you could ever design, because it'll be a real test. Because the entire game you're fighting fodder enemies. Enemies that are incredibly weaker than you, that are easily abusable AI wise. But once you get to that final boss, they can do what you can do. They're capable of what you're capable of, and they're just as powerful as you are. So it comes down to not only just that edge and skill and reaction, but also planning and learning, because you still have one edge over the enemy, and that's you get infinite retries. That's why, honestly, I'm just gonna say, and it sounds like I'm speaking with ego or, you know, on a soapbox, but I don't care. It's just plain and simple. This is the type of gamer I am. This is the type of niche that I fit into. And the niche that I fit into is skill-based games. And that's why, outside of aesthetic and just enjoying for fun, is the reason why I don't condone any type of game design being dumbed down just to appeal to a casual audience. It will never work, and it's not good. That's a bad move overall, because these games give you all types of things that you can abuse and in order to get better. I just watched someone play Bloodborne for the first time, and even though it took them a few hours, they finally learned how to master the game. And now everything else is going to be smooth sailing. It's just going to be okay. You just got to get used to it. And I can't wait to see more. I really hope they jump back in. I really hope they don't get discouraged and quit because they actually killed the Cleric Beast. What I'm getting at is games like the Souls series. A lot of people who get discouraged don't admit the fact that these games are not as unfair as you think they are. Back in the day, you had limited live systems, or you could only play for 1/4, and if you can't beat the boss, then that's it. You gotta understand, these Souls games today, my friend Pedro, Hotline Miami, you get to retry as many times as you want to. So it's on the player and the fault of the player if you don't try a different strategy or attempt it in a different way or retain some of the things that you learned from your previous attempts. Then you yourself wasted your time and not the game by making it unfair, because it's not unfair ultimately. Because I didn't say that Resident Evil 5's veteran mode was unfair unless it was certain parts where you just had to have certain ammos and whatnot, and it would deplete your resources in the most unwise way. Back in the day, Resident Evil games from 1, 2, 3, and 4 would deplete your resources in order to replenish them to an appropriate amount so that you can survive the next coming wave. And the better you are with managing those resources, the more you have as you move forward. But 5 just pisses away your resources and doesn't give them back. So you have to abuse certain tactics like upgrading your capacity in order to get more ammo back and etc. So here's what I'm getting at here. If you get to try as many times as you want, then that is the biggest hack in order to overcome any difficulty that they could throw at you. Okay, if you know that you can still do damage safely, then that means that you just need to come up with a different strategy in order to beat the game. If you can bring yourself back from the brink of death via healing or some type of system like Bloodborne's rally system, or using the Estus flask in the Souls games, or my friend Pedro, the more enemies you kill, you often will pick up a health pack and you can continue. And those that master the game won't need to pick up a health pack because they can just keep going and they've learned the map and they know all the enemy placements. You're rewarded for your past attempts. As long as you're willing to try again, you're still being rewarded because you can try again. And that's the best thing about video games that you don't get in real life. Well, some people don't get in real life. So that's the most important thing. You get to try again. So try something different if what you've been trying don't work. And that's the most beautiful thing ever. That's a life lesson in itself. So there's no excuse for dumbing down game systems. I have a more memorable time in my friend Pedro because of this. I have a more memorable time in the Souls games because of this. And all y'all got to do is take your time and go at your pace. Damn, I love my friend Pedro. And every other game that I played around Resident Evil 5 exposed the weaknesses in its design. That's how I know that I'm confident in my feelings about this game, okay? This is critique. This is not just me being a critic and sharing some opinion on the internet. This is critique. Because I can give you several examples on how they could have improved it. If you watch my stream, I gave a major key on how they can make a better co-op experience for a Resident Evil game, if they so choose to revisit it. And it don't even have to be entirely the examples that they gave in Revelations 1 and 2, where Revelations 1 and 2 was miles better, astoundingly better than 5. So good thing on them that they were willing to learn from their mistakes from 5 and make a better game. Same thing can be said from Devil May Cry series, where they learned from their mistakes from 2 and the reboot and they made 5. And 5 was a culmination of both of those failures and the successes of the series. This is what it takes to make a good game series. I can't stress this enough. So any developer out there, if you're an indie developer and you happen to come across this small ass, almost unimportant ass podcast and you hear me talking about this shit, if you've made a sequel to your game and the first one was a hit and the second wasn't, don't worry. Just learn from it and only get advice on how to improve the game from people who care about your game, not people who just played it. Not people who just go from game to game and don't finish games. No, get your critique and your constructive criticism from those who care enough to give you good constructive criticism. If a person just said, oh, this game sucks, it's terrible, and they don't tell you why, or they can't tell you what's wrong with it, or they can't tell you how to improve it, then they can't help you. They're only gonna share their opinions to drum up negative energy. Don't give it any attention. Please understand, and I'm telling you this right now, it is a fact unanimous. You could look across every other series, and when they have considered the opinions of people who don't play their games and they overcompensate to pander to an audience that don't care about their series, then the game tanks, all right? And it gets mistaken for go woke, go broke. Y'all gotta understand, you need to please your fans, the real people who care. 9 times out of 10, the loudest voices don't always mean that they're the true voices, the ones that actually can help you. So this is the feedback that you need. Fine. I'm glad that I could give you that, because I feel like that feedback should be just as important as the games that develop. You see, now let me stop ranting because I need to calm the fuck down. Anyway, whew, what a Monday. Now, what we've been watching, bro. I've seen the first episode of Attack on Titan, final season part 2 is lit. The OP got me happy. I love it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all need to jump in, y'all need to jump in. I ain't gonna spoil nothing because there's a lot of stuff that happened beforehand, and it's literally picking off where the last season stopped. So y'all get in on that Attack on Titan, bro. It's good. All right. Don't listen to other people when it comes to anime opinions. It's good. It's good. It's good. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And it's a breath of fresh air. Okay. If people critique, if they're critiquing negatively about Attack on Titan, then clearly they just don't like anime in general, you know what I mean? Or they're just overly pessimistic. What I'm getting at is, in most anime, when it's all just the biggest, most popular shit is just shonen and yaoi cuteness, not yaoi, not yaoi. That's me having gay shit on the brain. But if it's just saying, kawaii cuteness and all of this, that, and chibi this, and stuff like that, when that stuff is overwhelmingly present in anime, then you need to consider the fact that Attack on Titan is going to be a breath of fresh air for you, because it's something that has some politics within it. There are some historical things that you could draw some comparison to things that happen in real life with America and other countries, and it's just all around very enjoyable to see what's going to unfold. The fights are interesting. It's actually a good power system that's based in some science, pseudoscience, yes, but still practical enough to where it can suspend your disbelief. The fights are based off of real fighting styles like MMA and all types of kickboxing, and all you have to do is watch the shit and get your own opinion. Don't listen to a piece of shit that's shitting on the goddamn anime. I'm cussing a lot because I'm passionate about the fact that people who complain about anime, when things actually go in a different direction and they're giving you something good and solid while still making it anime and it's enjoyable to watch, and you still got a problem, then you're just a pessimistic asshole and you don't like anything. So please enjoy some anime, watch some media, have some fun. Demon Slayer is good. We've been seeing our boy Tanjiro turning up, getting to a new level of strength. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you gotta jump in, because my favorite Hashira is leading the whole arc, and it's great, and I want y'all to enjoy this just as much as I am, because holy shit, go into it just wanting to watch a good show. It's good. We've been watching in the watch party also. What else I've been watching is the watch party has been looking at, we finally watched Old Boy, and it was a grand time, blew some minds. We got pretty deep in the analysis of the movie, because there's some things that are very ambiguous and left up to interpretation in a very tasteful way, and so it was thought-provoking and made us think a lot, and it was a good movie, an amazing movie, a great movie, and I enjoyed myself. That's probably like the third time I've seen it in my life, and I enjoyed it just as much as the first two. A movie that keeps on giving. That wig that they put on him still makes me laugh more and more when I watch it, but it's okay. It's fine. It fits. Anywho's, good movie. What else have I been watching actually? I don't think there's anything else to really mention. And I've been going on this segment for a little while because of that rant. But anywho's, shut up. Y'all been wanting longer episodes anyway. Now, let's get into the news so I can tell y'all this stuff real quick, and I can send you home for the rest of your day. So, first things first. PlayStation integration in Discord spotted. I think we've spoken about this before, but now I think it's been confirmed and official that in the Discord beta you can see that PlayStation Network has a connection option right along with, say, Battle.net, Facebook, and Reddit, and GitHub, and Spotify, and Steam, Twitch, Twitter, Xbox, YouTube. So here's the thing. People are surmising that maybe the PS5 and PS4 is gonna have access to Discord for online VoIP communications, and that will be pretty dope, because honestly the voice chat features, although welcome in the PS4, are not great, and they get buggy and they do stupid stuff, and you come into these like connection issues. So yeah, I'm more than open to this possibility. This integration would be nice, and hopefully they will do so in the most seamless and very efficient way possible, so that people can game in a great way, whether it's on their console or on the go in their phones and Discord. That would be so good. Imagine when we get a PS5 eventually, and I can just communicate with people either through my phone in a voice chat on Discord in the channel, or with people on the console itself. It would be great. and I can't wait to see what happens with that. Other than that, there's not much else to that article, so we're gonna move forward. But still on pushsquare.com, same site, different article. Ooh, we got 3 from them actually because they've been going ham. Naughty Dog is dying to share its multiple game projects in production for PS5, PS4. Ain't much else to this one either. It's just that they got a quote directly from the Duckman himself, aka Neil Druckmann, excuse me, for those that don't know. And he said, we're dying to share with you the multiple game projects we have in the works at Naughty Dog. And some of them I really am hoping. They said they're working on a standalone multiplayer adaptation of The Last of Us 2, while there are rumors it's also remaking the original game in the series, which we have our opinions on it. But anyway, outside of that, it's developing Uncharted, the Legacy of Thieves collection for the PS5, which is most likely the first 3 Uncharted games put together. Yeah, so there's that. And to be honest with you, if they're going to do that, they really need to retool Uncharted 1 like completely. Uncharted 2 works fine and still holds up to this day. But 1 is a travesty. I think I spoke about this before, so I won't retread ground. But yeah. Now, I'm hoping they got something in store for my boy Jack, but we'll see. Other than that, Crash did pretty good, so they don't have any reason not to put something into him too. Next thing, over on Push Square, same site, different article. Dying Light 2 takes 500 hours to fully complete, official Twitter has to clarify. Basically saying that you got 500 hours, almost as long as it would take to walk from Warsaw to Madrid. I feel like I'm getting some deja vu, because this is a new article, but I feel like I'm reporting on this again. But anyway, they're saying that there's 500 hours if you want to completely max out the game and 100% it. So yeah, 500 hours. Honestly, I feel like it might be kind of out of touch, but you know, it works as a marketing standpoint because it makes the people feel like it's bigger and better. But also, there might be a small margin of people that might say, okay, that feels overwhelming and I don't want to commit to that. So, play that careful and really mention that in order to 100% the game is 500 hours. But, yeah. Interesting point from this person in the comments. Starred comment said, I don't think our game is 500 hours long is quite the selling point that it used to be. And that is interesting. Yeah, because back in the PS3 era, and you say your game is going to be 500 hours long, then that probably would have drummed up a lot of sales and made a lot of people go crazy for it and latch onto it immediately. So, yeah, there's that. But anywho's, next thing and last thing on the docket at RespawnStation.com, Sony announces PlayStation VR 2 and exclusive Horizon VR game. Yo! Okay, we got some new tech, new hardware. Okay, PlayStation VR 2 features a 4K HDR OLED display with 2000 by 2040 resolution screens per eye. Frame rates of 90 to 100 hertz. I don't know why they listed frame rates in hertz. Refresh rates up to 90 and 120 hertz. It's basically the same thing, I guess, but not exactly in detail. The headset also doesn't require an external camera thanks to embedded cameras that track you and your controller. The PS VR 2 Sense technology combines eye tracking, headset feedback, 3D audio, and the new PS VR 2 Sense controller for added immersion. With the general details out of the way, here are the system specifications. Display method, OLED. Panel resolution, we already mentioned, 2000 by 2040 per eye. Panel refresh rate 90 Hz or 120 Hz. Lens separation is adjustable, okay, for those who may have eyes or or what's the word I'm looking for? Eyeball coordination to be either closer together or further apart. You have field of view approximately 110 degrees. Sensors are the motion sensor 6-axis motion sensing system, the 3-axis gyroscope, the 3-axis accelerometer, attachment sensor, IR proximity sensor, infrared proximity. So yes, it's for tracking your position and movement. Cameras, 4 cameras for headset and controller tracking, infrared camera for eye tracking per eye, meaning whatever you're looking at. Hopefully that works out for those that may not be as able. Feedback vibration on the headset, communication with PS5, USB Type-C, audio, input, built-in microphone output, stereo headphone jack. The headset also comes with the new PSVR 2 Sense controllers included, which come with their own set of features such as the trigger effect and the 6-axis and the finger touch detection and LED position tracking and all that. So basically all of these systems that are implemented that I just named off is just useful things that'll give more features to interactivity in VR. And it's a step in the right direction. I can't even hate. I ain't even been that crazy about VR because I ain't tried it out yet, but it still feels like it's in its early stages and very, how do you say, bare bones. But they'll get there eventually, and I can't wait to see what they do with it if they find out how to fully implement and make it an amazing piece of tech and showcase of just all around goodness. So yeah. Anywho's, one thing, an honorable mention that I want to mention is this new electrician simulator game that came out, and it looks pretty decent. It's actually, it actually like hits me in certain areas. It makes me tingle. I likes that. Looks good. But anywho's, I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday and the rest of your week. I will see you next week. Y'all come and see me in the stream or join the Discord if you want to be a part of the watch party, because it do be turned and we do find some great things. And yeah, can't wait to see more. We're thinking about jumping in the Squid Game next time because we have a certain somebody with us that hadn't seen a single episode. So that's gonna be amazing. Can't wait. And y'all take care. Oh, wait. Yeah. Man, this week went by fast. But anyway, always remember the channel motto. Intentions are the most important. Actions ain't nothing but loud, and words don't mean a damn thing. Y'all take care of yourselves. Love, peace, hair grease, and peace. What the fuck? Oh, you did. You did. I was rubbing my motherfucking hands. You did. You are dead. You are fucking dead. Oh shit, you did, yo. I know.